Absolutely sure.
More live here.
There we go. Now we're on. It's time.
Well, everyone, for having meetings for July 2nd. 2023 year. Start off with Health Services Committee.
Good evening, everybody. We will open up Health Services Committee meeting at 6:01 p.m. We have one item this evening, authorizing agreement, Greene County Mental Health and Questar 3.
True.
Davis and True, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried.
Do you have Jason on Zoom if anybody has questions?
Does anybody have anything else to come before Health Services?
Motion.
Domingo and Davis. We are closed at 6:02.
Jim, do you mind opening up county resources
Or Mike?
for
Yeah,
my,
no, not at all.
thank you.
Okay, county resources, we have two agenda items tonight. Number one, setting public hearing on local law, introductory number 2 of 2025, local law amending local law number 4 of 2023, which relates to authorizing 12 and 13-year-old licensed hunters to hunt deer with a firearm or crossbow during hunting season with the supervision of a licensed adult.
Hobart is,
Hobart and Lucas.
basically all this does is it takes away the expiration date and allows it as long as the state keeps allowing this part of conservation law. So we don't have to keep coming back to amend this all the time. And I'll second it as well.
I will as well, so Tim. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 2, setting public hearing, 2025-2026 operating budget, Columbia Greene Community College. Approved.
Hobart.
Schubert, Hobart, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Anything else to come before county resources this evening?
Motion to close.
Closed by Hobart, on second, we are closed. Public Safety Committee at 12:04. 12:04. We'll go on clock out. Give me a lot of call. Yeah.
For a second.
Yeah. Okay, Sheriff.
Oh,
Good evening, everybody. June's numbers, EMS calls 559, fire calls 190, police 1,827, unknown 757, for a total calls of 3,333. The inbound phone calls into the 911 center, 3,553. Mutual aid for EMS is 56, 5 for fire. Hazmat team, last Saturday night, they made a call into Columbia County, in Hillsville. Got no resolutions. And just a couple items, the wonderful cascade system that we ordered many months ago finally got delivered today. It'll be connected, hooked up, by the middle of next week. And then there'll be some training and it'll be put into service. This past Monday, evening, we had the 2 classes that took the training courses for BFO and IPO, and all the students, I'm happy to report, all passed. So nobody failed and moved on. We had pizza. It was a great evening. The only thing I want to say besides that is that the Department of Emergency Services certainly going to participate in the youth fair. All the dispatchers are rotating, they're also present throughout that program, along with Dan King and myself, and fire deputies as well. And the last thing I got is we're working on the 9/11 program for guest speaker, so that should be out pretty soon. Any questions?
John, do you have any recruitment cards for the youth?
Yes, we do. Yeah, and the one thing I gotta say, the two girls in the business side, they've been spending at least the last 3 months going over items like fire prevention, having a lot of documentations to pass out, so I'm looking forward to, this is the first year that everybody got pretty excited about it. And with all the new dispatchers and what's going on inside the, they're looking forward to explain to the outside, to the public, what 911 means, and et cetera. So they're all enthused about participating in it as well, so it's all good stuff. Any questions?
How about like EMT and paramedics?
I'm not sure if they're, you know, if the paramedics, they normally got it up.
I asked at the MS council meeting last week if anybody was doing anything, sending anybody down to the youth fair, and I got stared at like deer in the headlights.
Maybe some recruitment cards that could
Yeah,
go with
absolutely.
absolutely. These guys?
Yeah, none of them have committed to doing any time down there. It's been a few years since any EMS has been present because, back in the day, County Carroll used to go back and forth to the committee, set it up about reimbursement for crew to be down there. I think it's a perfect way to promote the service.
Even if we had some type of flyer or something saying we need.
Sean, can you work on that? Maybe, you know,
Or well offering
we get some stuff.
courses and scholarships, something to
Right,
say we have these programs available.
exactly.
You know, just.
We'll have some of that on the table as well. Unless there's somebody, you know, maybe on the EMS, certainly put it with them, but if not. on
Yeah,
our table.
not keep it with ours.
Yeah. Anything else?
No,
Sure.
sure. Down to Terry Weiss to help you.
Yeah.
Devise a flyer or something.
Yeah, something.
Just, I think she can bring it, she probably not here to do it in detail.
Yeah.
Okay, our tourism crew has a new app where they can find flyers fairly, you snap your finger and they very tourism crew.
Can't you just get a billboard made up with a QR code? Everybody walks up with the phone, takes a picture of it, and bam, you're there.
Yeah, no, that's part of the app here, where they can do QR code and all that.
It's a perfect opportunity.
And one other thing that I mentioned last month as well, in about 2 weeks, we'll be moving forward into the upgrades downstairs and also out, you know, our facility. So, we're all looking for that. Everything is all planned day by day. Neil Culler does a great job putting all that together, let me tell you. I call him the guy behind Iron Curtain. He's, does an excellent job. So, any other questions? Good, thank you very much.
Hey, John.
Yeah. Mission.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Sheriff's up there over.
You want me to do that?
Thanks, John. Good evening, everybody. For last month, we had 125 civil attempts, served 80 civil papers, issued 304 traffic tickets, investigated 21 traffic accidents, made 80 arrests, and 11 DWI-related arrests. So that's a banner month for the sheriff's office. We've never had that many in a month. So, in addition, we had 662 calls for service, made 529 traffic stops, and issued 6 Narcan kits. On June 1st, the starting jail population was 42. As of June 30th, it was 45, the high for
Okay.
Corrections officers did 22 transports, traveling 664 miles, totaling 42 hours, moving up 36 inmates. And we have 7 state-ready inmates in our coverage. New York State Docks has started taking state-ready inmates this week. I think we have 3 going. So, and In addition, this month, our investigators, along with the district attorney's office, have been conducting several drug investigations, and one of which resulted in the execution of a search warrant in the town of Catskill, where we secured approximately 40 grams of crack cocaine, a sum of U.S. currency, and arrested 2 individuals for criminal possession of a controlled substance in the 3rd degree with the intent to sell, and criminal possession of a controlled substance 3rd degree for the possession of both Class B felonies. Of course, they were released. So. We'll keep going. The only other thing I have on the agenda, we don't have any resolutions. However, we're in the process of changing our duty weapons to 9mm due to the fact that the new 9mm rounds that have been developed are very similar to the .40 caliber in their ballistic capability. Glock has also discontinued the Model 22, which we carry currently. Also, Glock has offered to purchase our weapons back in exchange for the new ones. The 9mm also has been told to us that it's proven to be more accurate for some shooters. I'll leave that. So you should be seeing a resolution on the 14th for that purchase. I hope, but that money will be coming from our federal seized assets account, not from county budget. That's all I have. Question?
Quick question. So with the 6 Narcan kits, you said they were issued, but were they, saying they were administered to for sex overdose?
No, those are places that we go and they're either an overdose happened there and we are leaving them back. We belong to Narcan Leave Back program. So every time we go to an incident where somebody may have been data number overdose, we provide them. And that comes from all academics. Related to. Okay. Thank you.
We have, one action item. Question amendment, property, Greene County Sheriff.
Handle.
Handle and Martinez. Favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That's carried. Is there anything else from before public safety?
Yes, Chairman. Or Chairman Thornton, I just wanted to ask, I know we had discussed previously, is there a way we can move forward with designating some funds for the EMS scholarships to potentially get these paramedics and EMTs some training and get them to stay here? I don't know if it's something we have to do or we can just designate some funds for that, but I think we should get going on it so we can get the word out and get it to these colleges that are providing these programs. See if we get anybody to do it. I don't know how anyone else feels about that. I
Yeah, I
don't,
think we can do it. We can do it both on the EMT side as well as paramedic side.
right?
What, the EMS council was doing something with the EMT thing? Yeah, there's money, I believe, Chairman, annually legislators for the scholarship.
Yeah, for the EMT.
That's EMT, yeah, that's my EMT.
Yeah.
I just think we need to get this going. I mean, they're gonna be starting in September, these college kids that are going to these schools for classes and.
How much you need? Yeah, how much, Pat, did they say?
14.5
That's what I thought.
per class.
Per class. How much money have we taken in with the excess cannabis money?
If it's 14,500 per class, the cannabis won't cover it. The short-term rental taxation. That's, if you choose to designate that, that would far exceed what you're looking at. Does that require us designating it from there, or is this just a general fund item?
Well, we could pull anywhere, essentially, general fund or fund balance. We have options. We don't have to tie it specifically to short-term rental. So I think once we get a dollar amount pinned down, then I can give you an avenue, probably somewhere in fund balance, and then we can go forward in future operating budgets. Now,
Was that right? EMT grant was 10 students, was $8,000?
for EMS council.
It did increase, it's around $1,000 for the EMT course, but most agencies, there are people who'll get vouchered for the state.
Yeah, so right now for EMS council, we allocate 15,000 a year.
We did. What are you thinking for numbers of paramedics?
I just think that, talking with the heads of some of these agencies, they were thinking that you were gonna need around to keep the system operational and fun, you know, in an efficient manner, but also the personnel you need, you're gonna look at about 20 people a year. And that will take into account attrition, you know, people moving out, hiring, not wanting to do it anymore, but a constant stream of somewhere around 20 people a year, just on the paramedic side. So, you know, maybe it could be, maybe that number's high, but I would say you start with 20, you designate the funds for 20, and if you only get 10 people, you get 10 people. And the same with the EMS side, you know, and just have it there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But we gotta get the word out to these colleges, so these students, potential students that are gonna be enrolling in these schools can see that, hey, there's a scholarship available in Greene County. Obviously, we're gonna require them to be 3-4 years of service here or something, you know, but.
You have to make sure you have what the rules are that you know, apply for it first. Or you gotta make sure that when they apply for it, they realize that they're, you know.
I mean, I think we almost have that in play with some other departments within the county. I know with Kevin in the workshop, we talked about, or management confidential, something to keep, these people lured to Greene County in some way.
Even the EMT class,
Already
there's a guarantee.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that one's 18 months, so, what we can do is craft someone waiting for you, and talk about retention provisions and maybe language that says whether we move to a countywide system or it is a town-based system within the county, because that's still up in the air. We can put that
Yeah,
in there so we don't box ourselves in.
It doesn't matter, we have to see if we can get people to.
We can be honest, well, we can go
start
start, I'd rather go longer. Given-
Per person for the training.
So I'll start with 4 years on that.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
4
I mean,
years, I don't know, I have to face it,
It's
5 years.
not a
5
lot,
years.
to consider what the return is.
Yeah, and where they, you know, after year
Yeah,
one,
we-
they'll
we
return a.
Draw money to win for
I'll
student.
draft it similar to, yes.
And the other, yeah, what we gotta look at too is, do we have 20 positions that we can hire people for, it? 20 people.
Is that allowed?
Class.
Mhm.
Yeah, whether it's county or whether it's in the county with Wyndham, Catskill, and Greene EMS, you know.
I'll say it again, we don't,
Have to have
we
it.
cannot hire people. There's no going forward. You have to see if we can get on.
Yeah, you have to get the personnel here to create
You gotta get the word, you gotta get the word out. Mike's right, you gotta get the word out before the school year starts, you know, to show for interest. I agree, we gotta get this thing going.
Let's put it together, get some, sheriff, stick with the credit on for a special meeting later this month for that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna coordinate a special public safety.
Alright, but I'm thinking there's probably enough of us here that are okay with this.
right? I mean, and not, the language doesn't have to be, as employees of the county as of now, it's just that the work is in county, at one of the.
Working in the county.
In Greene County.
Yeah, I'll draft conceptual language and then we can, you vote on that.
I mean, time, Kevin, time is of the essence, cause it's gotta get going, so we can get it.
That is good, but the only problem is that don't be disappointed with the first year of this, cause already most of
It's
the,
gonna take some time.
everybody's already committed. I mean, if you're a senior in high school and you're graduating, I'm gonna say 90% of them already know.
Well,
where they're going.
well, the thing is, there may be some people.
No, there might be
Going
actually,
to-
but I'm saying, don't be disappointed if only,
I
you know,
agree.
like 5 people do it this year or.
Yeah, but if we don't try, we won't know.
Now people will say, gosh, I wish I would have known about that, and maybe they'll do it again.
I think the people-
You gotta do it, I'm just saying, just don't be disappointed.
Well, the people who will be going to these colleges that have signed up already haven't paid their tuition yet. Now, if they can get the tuition paid for by Greene County, you know, some of them might be like, how am I gonna pay for this? And all of a sudden, they see a flyer or see something on the school site, hey, Greene County's offering a scholarship, boom. So you're probably right, it'll probably start slow, but you never know.
Yeah.
You gotta get it out
I'm
there.
just saying, don't kill it right away. It's a good idea to get it out there.
How long is the program for? How long is it?
It'll usually go from August and then you test out the following August, but you're out doing your field clinicals.
It's about a year and a half.
About May-ish or so, so. A solid year of the paramedic program, and then some people, depends how accelerated they do their A and P.
Quick to get done, you're right working.
And if they don't pass, what are we gonna do?
And the nice thing is, like you say, Mike, you put it out now, maybe people
gotta be
start
the-
the second semester,
Yeah.
we'll pick it up, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, January?
You don't pass, you gotta
If they
pay.
don't pass, do they have to pay?
That'll be part of it, yeah.
It is, and they gotta have some.
Heck, yeah,
And you know, you did partial scholarships.
yeah.
Ease them to
Yeah, once upon completion, we fund it fully or something, but in passage. In the language, you know, of how you craft it.
So you want it to be post completion?
Well, no, you could offer that, but with the stipulation that, you know, if you do not, you know, finish out or, and then test and pass.
Yep.
Hey, you're gonna have to,
100%.
You're gonna pay back, yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Understood.
thanks, Jim.
Okay, anything else come for public safety?
Motion to adjourn?
Motion adjourned by Handel. Second by Menudo. We are closed.
Marlon,